Hi everybody, welcome to another video. I'm Rachel Horton-White, as many of you know, with Soulful Work Intuitive Consulting. And today I'd like to talk about something that I seem to talk about quite a bit because it is the number one thing that blocks people from the life they seek, from being happy, from being in a flow, and that is fears, stuck energy, doubts, those negative thoughts and feelings that often come up to stop us in our tracks when we're expanding in our lives in whatever way that is. So it's a little bit about energy, about thoughts, and about feelings. So I'm going to talk a little bit about ways to separate from the negative energy, the negative thoughts, the negative feelings that we really don't want in our lives, but that often keep coming back to us in the form of just persistent thought patterns or heavy energy that we feel like we're picking up or we can't get away from. And this shows up in the form of depression, states of anger, fear, worry. And by the way, if you're listening to the media a lot, to the news, to the information overload that comes at us, a lot of that creating fear and anger, I highly recommend turning it off, minimizing it, because some of it is very low vibration and really can affect our energy and our thoughts. So we live in a little bit of a battlefield, so it's important to protect ourselves and to really create some intention to bring about the experience that we want in our lives. So a few things I'm going to talk about today. I'll talk about, as I mentioned, the three different approaches to this: energy, thought, and feeling. The thought and feeling are pretty closely mixed together. So really what happens is that we learn so many tools, and I share lots of tools with you. What happens though is that we often forget, right? We just forget. We learn all these things. We know about meditation and mindfulness, which, by the way, is the number one thing you can do to start training your brain to let go of the fears, the doubts, and the worries, and the heaviness. So much of this work is about reminding ourselves, remembering to pause, to reflect, to call up our tools that you may like, all the tools that you have out there that a lot of people share, not just me, finding ones that work for you, and remembering to apply them to those everyday moments when we get triggered by something, when that persistent negative thought or worry or fear or doubt comes up again, and we don't have time to go sit down for 20 minutes and do meditation. I'm going to show you a little short exercise in another video about pausing and just reflecting and connecting with the breath, connecting with the body, connecting with the feeling that's held in our bodies. I'll also talk about how to release stuck energy, how to clear it out of our bodies and replace it with light. Then I'll talk about an exercise that I love that is about identifying unwanted, automatic negative thoughts that often just come up, boom, 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 and reframing them as positive thoughts. Lastly, I'll talk about flow and energy and how to bring about some flow in our lives that will kind of raise our vibration, because it's all about vibrations. Very important to remember that. And to invite what we seek in our lives to help the high vibration things that are out there to find us. It is literally sometimes just about picturing and visualizing us receiving this flow of energy, and instead of putting up blocks. So much of it can be done in our mind. I'm going to talk about the importance of meditation, because that is the underlying piece of all of this, or mindfulness, because mindfulness can be slightly different. So stay tuned for a few more videos about all of those things.